Okay, so starting now, today is Sunday, 20th of this, I said December, 20th of October, 2024. And we're looking at the analysis for this week. That's 21st to 25th, Monday to Friday this week. So we'll look at different currency pairs and our expectation for these instruments for the week. Now, let's start with the dollar index, because the dollar index gives us insight to what will happen, to the dollar in the course of the week. Sorry, just a second. Okay, so like I said, we'll start with the dollar index. Now, this is the dollar index on the weekly time frame. Now, we can see that the dollar index price closed around a support turned resistance. So technically, we'll be expecting a decline in the dollar this week. We're expecting the possible bearish movement. Dollar will likely sell because last week closed with well, not completely rejection candle, but at least you can see there's a sizable shadow which is in line with a previous support. So we'll be looking at an opportunity to sell the dollar in the course of this week. And with that being said, we can look at some dollar pairs and see how they will likely move in the course of the week. Now, the major dollar pair I'm putting my attention on for this week is the USD card. The USD card. I'm looking for a bearish movement on this instrument, and I have a lot of reasons for that. If you look at the dollar index, sorry, if I look at the USD card rather, on the weekly time frame, we can see that the candle of last week closed at a previous resistance level. In the real sense, it's actually a resistance zone. I only marked those specific places where the candle touched. We're looking at a whole zone here. That is a resistance zone. So the candle of last week closed, on touching briefly that the beginning part of that zone on the weekly time frame. So if you go to the daily time frame, this is what we have on the daily. You can see, pull it down a little. You can see we have a whole resistance zone there. So technically, we'll be looking for an opportunity to sell the USD card. This, we don't forget there's a previous rejection candle here. And somebody was asking me last week, I said that rejection candle alone has created a possibility of a reversal because it has created a weakness. Yes, it looked like it went buying on Thursday and possibly on Friday, but this rejection candle has created a weakness already. So over time, we're expecting a reversal. So if you flip down to the 4-hour time frame, what I'm seeing here, it's looking a lot like it's trying to form a double top pattern. It's possible price may still go up a little before it comes down. It's not a must, but if it happens, why I said it's possible is that price may want to go up a little to complete the upper part so that we have a double top pattern. Then it can descend downwards from there. And it's possible it can still be a double top without price going to touch that resistance. We may still have it as a double top as it is, and price can still come down. That's another possibility. But ultimately, what you're looking out for this week is an opportunity to sell the USD card. And if it really forms a USD card, then, if it really forms a double top rather, then this place will be the neckline. So we'll be looking to sell when price breaks below the neckline. I'll be dropping a signal on this one because we have a valid possible entry, which should be at the tip of the neckline. So with that, we'll be looking for an opportunity to sell the USD card this week. And I'm looking for, it's going to be a swing setup. So we're expecting a trading that will span some days, but will also generate, enough pips to complement the number of days the trade may take. Now, if this neckline region, you can see the neckline region is close to Fibonacci 23.6. It's quite close. It's not mandatory should be there anyway, but even like let's assume the entries are Fibonacci 23.6, then we might be looking at our profit taking. So Fibonacci 38.6 can give 62 pips, or let's just say 60 pips. So Fibonacci 50 can give 111 pips, and to Fibonacci 61.8 can give as much as about 150 pips. So we're expecting some massive bearish movement on the USD card this week. So I'm bearish on the USD card for this week. And at least that's the major dollar pair I'm looking at this week. I'm looking also at the US oil this week. Okay, before I go to the US oil, let's look at the USD CHF. If we're bearish on the USD card, USD CHF is equally having a bearish outlook. This is the USD CHF. If you go to the weekly time frame, now for the USD CHF, it's not as sharp as what we have on the USD card, but it's still valid. We can see that there is price also closed the tip touching a resistance on the weekly time frame. This is a valid resistance. So price touching and closing at this TPM means we should expect a decline in price this week. And if we flip down to the daily, then let's say 4 hour. On the 4 hour, this is what I can see on 4 hour. I can draw a rising wedge pattern. So I'll be expecting price to break out below to look for an opportunity to sell USD CHF this week. And for this one also, let's look at the profit potential. Now, this one is going to be more independent. You may want to look for Fibonacci 23.6 as entry, or whenever price breaks out below, you can do a manual entry or you can do a pending order. The choice is yours. So we have a minor support, resistance and support here. We can be looking for entry when price breaks out below this place, or you can use this Fibonacci 23.6 as your sell stop order for an entry. It's you're at liberty, whichever one you feel you want to do. So we expect price to crash downwards, just like we're expecting an opportunity to sell on the USD card. So if you want to look at it, and at least an entry below this point, so Fibonacci 38.6 can give about 64 pips. To Fibonacci 50 can give like 97 pips, and to Fibonacci 61.8 can give about 128 pips. So we're equally bearish on the USDCHF. We're bearish on the USDCHF. So those are the major dollar pairs I'm looking at for this week. Now, I'm also going to be looking at the US oil. Now, those setup I've given so far, they are swing setup, USD card, USD CHF, that's swing. So they are 4-hour entry and could span some days. Now, I'm looking at the US oil, and I'm bullish on the US oil. And these are my reasons for a bullish outlook on the US oil. Now, if you look at the US oil on the weekly time frame, you'll see that price closed on a support zone. Price closed last week on a support zone on the weekly time frame. So technically, we should be looking for a reversal. And not only that, if we take it a step further by going to the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, you can see that this is the candle that closed last week. This is a candle that closed last week. You can see the tip of that candle is touching the support zone. So from there, we actually expect a reversal. But another thing that can give us, an insight into a reversal is this trend line here. Now, this is a triple bottom pattern, and it can also lead to a reversal. Now, there are times you may not find an inverse head and shoulder. For an inverse head and shoulder, what happens is that you have a shoulder, the head is longer than a second shoulder, and you have a reversal. But there are some instances where you will not have the head bigger than the shoulders. The head may be on the same level as the shoulders. In that case, you don't call it an inverse head and shoulder. We call it a triple bottom pattern because they are on the same level. So that's why I just use this trend line to mark it. So we have a triple bottom pattern. So that is acting now as a confluence because at this point here, we have the candle closing on the support. We have the triple bottom pattern also touching the same level. So these are reasons why I believe we could be looking for an opportunity to buy the US oil for this week. So we can flip again to, this is the daily time frame. We can flip to the 4-hour. And on the 4-hour, we can see there is a previous kind of a resistance zone here. Now, two things may happen. See, this is a candle on the 4-hour that closed last week. It's a rejection candle. That's another confirmation that we're looking for an opportunity to buy. So there will be two levels of trade for this one this week. That will be the intraday and the swing, the 1-hour and the 4-hour. On a 1-hour, if you flip down to 1-hour, we are already seeing that rejection candle is evolving into a double bottom pattern on 1-hour. With this, price will trade to this resistance level, possibly tomorrow, because intraday is 1 hour, so it may likely happen tomorrow. So what I will advise you do is this: you can put a buy stop pending order right there, because for a double bottom pattern, this is the neckline. So this becomes the neckline. You can put a buy stop pending order around the around this shadow, just some few pips above the neckline, to trigger price to go upwards. And let's look at the pips that can give. That can give as much as about 110 pips. So in reality, when you take the trade, it will just be around maybe 11, 20 pips thereabouts. But it can really be some early morning profit or intraday trade you can take that you are sure will give you some profit, as you start the new week. So we have a double bottom pattern on 1 hour. That's a 1-hour trade. But then there's also a swing part of this trade, which I'm seeing, because I believe this may eventually evolve into a shoulder, a head, a second shoulder, then a massive breakout. That's the second side to it. So it depends on which one you want to take first. If you take the intraday first, yes, price will go and hit this place, but there's a high chance it may decline a little later, then now reverse, upwards. And if it's taking that swing part of the trade, don't forget, this is my anticipation for the swing. I expect that price will go and hit these two levels, this place and this place. So I think price will go up. This becomes the TP1 and this becomes the TP2 on the swing side. So if you want to take the intraday, fine. And when the swing breaks out, you want to take it, you're equally allowed, both of them. And for the swing, price, at least this rectangle becomes the neckline. But this one, price may go as much as about 480 pips and 610 pips. That is roughly around $48 on 0.1 lot and about $63, on 0.1 lot. But combined together can give about $100 if you're trading 0.1 lots. So that's my outlook. So I have both intraday and swing outlook on the US oil, both 1 hour and 4 hour. I have both outlook for this instrument for this week. Next I'll look at is the Euro GBP. Now this one is a 1 hour, and I don't want you to miss this Euro GBP. It's going to be a very simple and easy trade to capture very early tomorrow morning. It's going to be very easy to capture very early in the morning. If you can start preparing towards it tonight by 11 o'clock to put a pending order, the better. For the Euro GBP, this is my view. I've been on this setup watching it since, I think, Thursday, Friday, maybe Friday thereabout. You can see that we have price hitting a support level, or let me say price closed on a support level last week, Friday, on the monthly time frame. Price closed on a monthly support last week, Friday. If you flip down from there to 1 hour, you can see there's, okay, let's go to 4 hour first. I think there's a rejection candle. Yes, there is a sharp rejection candle here, which led to a reversal. And if we take it further to 1 hour, now somebody was, I think it was Mr. Lasisi that was asking me on Friday about this instrument, or it was in Mr. Taiwo, I can't remember. And I said I was seeing that this may form an inverse head and shoulder. My view then was that this would be the second shoulder, then it will break out upwards. So this, that didn't happen exactly as I anticipated then, but that does not change the fact that it will still happen like that. So this is my view now. I still have that view of a shoulder, a head, a second shoulder, then a breakout. Price may return back to that support or not. It's a 50-50 thing. It may return down to it or not, either ways. So we may have it shoulder, head, second shoulder, and a breakout upwards. That's a possibility. The other possibility could be a shoulder, a head, a second shoulder like it is now, and a reversal. Any one of it could happen. But my ultimate view on this is that once price breaks out above this minor high here, then that would be a time to trigger a buy on the Euro GBP on 1 hour. So I'm bullish on the Euro GBP on 1 hour. Tomorrow, this is a trade that should start and end tomorrow. And I'll be looking at two take profit levels. This place and this place. Do I want to use Fibonacci? If you want to, you can, but I believe since it's coming from a monthly time frame, it will have enough volatility to really go higher. So that's why I'm just looking at those two resistance levels, nearest resistance levels as my take profit level. And if I'm using my Fibonacci, my crosshair tool to my Fibonacci one, sorry, why am I saying Fibonacci? To my TP1 can give as much as 26 pips, or let's just say 25 pips. And so the TP2 can be as much as like 39 pips. So 25, 39, 40, that's about 65 pips that you can capture on this trade, on this Euro GBP tomorrow. So I'm bullish on the Euro GBP. So let's put that in mind. I'm bullish on the Euro GBP. And I have two more instruments to go. That's the New Zealand JPY and the GBP AUD. Now, since I'm bullish on the Euro GBP on 1 hour, I'm bearish on the Euro, on the GBP AUD on the 4 hour. And this GBP AUD, I've been watching it since last week. So I hopefully believe it will trigger in the course of this week. For the GBP AUD, you can see the setup on the daily time frame. I have a descending channel. And not only that, I now have a resistance here. For the descending channel, these are the areas where these are the lower highs, lower high, the third lower high. Technically, we should be looking for an opportunity to sell. Not only that, we now have the resistance level. That's another view of selling. And the third reason we're looking to sell is because we also have a rejection candle here, which will trigger a bearish movement. Then finally, I'm seeing the possibility of a shoulder, a head, a second shoulder. Price may still go up. It may touch this trend line and resistance. It's a possibility. It's not a must, but it could touch it, forming a perfect head and shoulder and a bearish breakout. It's possible. So I'll take it out to the 4 hour to see how that may work. So this is a 4 hour. So this is what I'm saying. You can see we already have a shoulder, a head. Price may go back up here to touch this place. Like I said, it's not a must. It may not get as high as that, but if it does, fine. You know, it may go up to hit that place. Then we now have a decline in price. That's a possibility. Or price may just, it already formed a shoulder, a head, a second shoulder, then a decline. But ultimately, what I'm looking at for is an opportunity to sell the GBP AUD. And this one is on 4 hour, is on 4 hour time frame. So let's put our eyes on this. So the profit potential on this one can be a bit massive. If we're looking at entry around Fibonacci 38.2 to Fibonacci 50 can give about 50 pips, to Fibonacci 61.8 can give about 110 pips. and to Fibonacci 78.6 can give about 188 pips on GBP AUD. This is strictly a 4-hour or a swing setup. So let's put our eyes on that. And finally, I'll be looking at the New Zealand JPY. That's the last instrument I will analyze. New Zealand JPY, and it's a 4-hour setup, and it's a symmetrical triangle. This should be one of the easiest trades we will pick this week. It's symmetrical. You know the rule around symmetrical triangle. If price breaks out upwards, it's a buy. If it breaks out downwards, it's a sell. So we just wait and see where price will break out. And price has already given us a kind of a view of what may likely happen. I analyzed this, at the office last Friday during one of our sessions. And then we were anticipating a breakout upwards. Though I said there is a minor resistance, you can see the rectangle, the tiny rectangle line I drew up there. You take it down to 1 hour, you can see there's a rectangle there. The anticipation was that if price breaks this rectangle up, then we'll have a buy. But price, respected that resistance level and didn't break it. So technically, you can see that price has tried to form what looks now like a double top pattern with the neckline broken, which may be coming downwards. Now, I'm not saying sell now because today is Sunday. This is a range. Let the range break out first. Let price break out below the range, or better still, wait for the final breakout on the 4-hour. If price will break out downwards, then you look for an opportunity to sell. So that's just my view. I'm really looking for an opportunity to sell, except if price reverses back upwards, which is still possible because it's a symmetrical triangle. But let's follow the rule of the symmetrical triangle. If it breaks out upwards, we'll look for an opportunity to buy. If it breaks out downwards, we'll look for an opportunity to sell. If it breaks out downwards, we'll be targeting the nearest support. Okay, we don't have much profit making, except price breaks beyond that level, except price breaks beyond that support level. We may just be looking for about 27 pips, well, which is not bad for intraday trading. Yeah, that's not bad for intraday trading if it breaks out downwards. And if for one reason or the other price reverses and breaks out upwards, that can give more room for price to move to as much as about 114 pips. So let's just see how price does its own thing, and our own is just to wait and see price come to us, and we take advantage of the market. All right, so that'll be all the instruments I'll be analyzing this week. Mr. Taiwo has been trying to join us for a while, but I think he's having network issues. But that'll be all for tonight. So for those who joined us a bit late, I've analyzed 6 instruments which I'll be looking at closely for this week. I've analyzed the Euro GBP, and I said I'm bullish on the Euro GBP on 1 hour. Actually, 7 instruments. Dollar index is just to give direction about the dollar. I'm bullish on the Euro GBP on 1 hour. This is a trade that will likely trigger tomorrow. The dollar index is bearish for this week, so we're looking for opportunity to sell the USD CAD and the USD CHF. And I said that I am actually putting more attention on the USD CAD because it's giving me the formation of a double top on 4 hour. So I'm putting more attention on the USD CAD. And I'll be dropping the signal for the USD CAD in our WhatsApp group. It's a double top, at least that's what I'm saying. So if it evolves into that, we can take advantage of that to take a sell on the USD CAD. I'm also bearish on the USD CHF. Now, both the USD CAD and the USD CHF, they are swing set up on 4 hour. And for US oil, I'm bullish both on 1 hour and 4 hour for the US oil. The video is in the video. You can watch it and see my analysis. And I'm bearish on the GBP AUD on 4 hour. And New Zealand JPY is symmetrical triangle. So we're looking at for a breakout both either on the bullish side to look for opportunity to buy, or on the bearish breakout to look for an opportunity to sell. All right, that'll be all from my analysis this week. The analysis of last week generated over 245 pips or so. You can check it out you can check the updates in the Telegram channel. I updated it there. So let's see how this week's analysis will also go. Do you have any question as we round up? If you have a question, you can go ahead and ask.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. So on the GBP AUD,
yeah,
NZD JPY.
Okay.
You say you'll be dropping the signal. You said we should take one tomorrow morning. Around what time, sir?
Okay, I said I'll be dropping the signal for the USD card. I'll drop for
Okay.
USD card. I would also, I'm being careful with the Euro GBP because as we cross into Monday morning, but I can still drop it. It's a 1 hour setup. I'll drop the Euro GBP also. At least both those two signals, I'll drop them. But the Euro GBP is one
No, you
hour.
said very okay. You said we'll be
Eh,
taking one trade very early tomorrow morning. So that's what I'm asking.
That's for the Euro GBP. And because it's 1 hour,
Okay,
it's
sir.
one hour
Thank you, sir.
time
Sir,
frame.
please, are you dropping the video tonight?
Yes, I'll drop it tonight. Once we are through now,
All right.
it takes some minutes for it to get saved onto the
Oh,
Zoom platform. Then from there, I will upload to my channel and send you the link. But you get it tonight.
thank you,
That
sir.
one I can assure you. All right. Okay. Another question. All right. In the absence of another one, let's close for the day. Please trade safe. Have a great week ahead. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye bye.